up, beautiful Aries gang? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. So happy to have the Aries gang out there with me today. However you resonate with that sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Let's do it. Let's get you some fun tarot messages regarding career and finances. I just did 3 different rounds of love readings, so check those out if you're at all interested in love and romance right now. Yeah, there's 3 different readings that are up and still good, so check those out. You guys know my general spiel here on YouTube. I do general messages. That means not everything I say will be your message. It's up to you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. I ask that ultimately you only take away the messages that resonate with you, that serve you in some capacity, motivate you, inspire you, confirm something you needed to hear, or the opposite, illuminate you to something new. That being said, give these messages time to resonate. Not everything will click instantly, but if something does feel strange or foreign, do feel free to release that message and move on. That means it's probably a message for someone else. I just realized my starlights aren't on. Darn it. Oh well, we're going to keep going. You'll have to do without the stars. Be your own star. Be your own guiding light, Aries. I'm just kidding. I'm just being a super dork. Everything else about this video down in the description box below for you, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I'm The Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Like, share, subscribe wherever you can, including on this video. I would certainly appreciate it. And I have one last favor to ask of my Aries squad out there. I am so close to meeting a personal goal of mine here on YouTube. I started this channel a year ago in your birthday season, Aries, the head of the zodiac, and I am this close to 2,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, if you could hit that subscribe button, I would very much appreciate it. You don't have to do the notifications. Don't hit the wiggly bell if you don't want to be notified when I post, but it's a nice exchange of energy, right? So if you can hit that subscribe, I would certainly appreciate it. All right, let's hop into your actual reading. So bottom of your deck, you're thinking about releasing something or someone. You're carrying around a heavy burden, and it's getting in the way of your personal successes and your personal dreams. Yeah, you're very self-focused. Some of you are something about in Indian medicine. I'm not really sure what that means. I think it has to do with like spiritual health, detoxifying yourself. Like, I don't know if it's like something about like ancient medicine, like Indian wisdom, Indian medicine. I'm actually not sure what that means, to be quite honest, but maybe some of you will. But yeah, some of you are medicinal healers, and I am sort of getting like potions and herbs and like natural things from the earth. You're like organically healing people. You may be growing your own produce, or something about like the seeds, or I'm just getting elements being like mixed in a bowl, like flowers, and yeah, it's very kind of earth witchy kind of stuff. What is that called? Like a witch doctor? I don't even know if that's the right term, but I'm throwing out all these terms that are just kind of coming up in your reading. But yeah, it's very spiritual. It's something that you're being called or guided to do. I know that's not for all of you. For some of you, this is just indicating that you have like a spouse or someone around you who is in the medical profession or a healer. It doesn't have to be literally a doctor or a nurse, though for some of you it might be. Yes, some of them, these are very like deep spiritual messages. Someone has like healing abilities with their energy. They're energy healers. I'm just going to keep going with it. If it's not your message, please click off. Please, if it's not your message, it's someone else's, so don't take offense to that. But something about going into homes and like clearing out the bad energy, like saging places. It's like Indian medicine, man. I think that's sort of what I was getting. If it's not literally that, it's some kind of hybrid, like modern day interpretation of that. That could be something like a logo or something you're titling your business, or something about a musical song that you're, not a musical, but like a song that you're writing. Maybe it's called like Medicine Man, or something about that is important. Oh, isn't that the name of a band? Old Crow Medicine Man, or something like that. Interesting. All right, let's hop into your actual reading. That was just like a whole lot of divine healing, divine wisdom, and maybe that's what some of you are searching for. If that's not what you do, it could be that you're contacting your spirit guides and asking them to like bestow upon you some sense of deep like cleansing out toxic energy, particularly from your mind. Something in your mind has been weighing you down, or excuse me, holding you back. And yeah, the time of transformation is upon you. With the Wheel of Fortune, you are headed in a good direction on a new spiritual path. But for those of you who you don't know what to make sense of any of the things I just said, that's something you're being asked to consider as a profession. Even if it's not your main source of income, there's something about this whole like healing, Zen, maybe you're like a yoga instructor. Something about that is actually quite lucrative, and you're putting good and positivity out into the world. So it's a bit of a twofer. It would be spiritually fulfilling, and you would be offering that to the public as well. So yeah, some of you are going to be in the public spotlight giving interviews or speeches about this remedy or this exercise routine or this, yeah, like kind of like this magical potion, and I mean, maybe it's like a concoction of some sort of, I don't know, maybe it's a cream that you put on your body that helps heal or something like that. It's medicinal slash sciencey slash like witchy. And even that, in a sense, could indicate that you work in the kitchen, that you're a chef, that you're a cook, that you mix potions and concoctions together. And, maybe you own a little bakery, right? Maybe it's something like that. But, I mean, it feels very positive. You're sitting on a wealth of opportunity, and it could absolutely indicate money with the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor, which is your card coming off. The Emperor is the one who rules over the empire, right? There's a strict set of very rigid rules, authority, right? Something must be upheld or something about the very specific guidelines. You may be writing out a contract, or if you're looking to add people to your team, there's sort of, you're needing to hone in or narrow in or focus in on like the criteria or what it is. Like if you're casting a wide net, what exactly are you trying to gather from it? You're being asked to step up into a power position. And essentially it's like, do you know what you want? That's sort of what I get from this message. So for some of you, this new career will involve leaving home for a while. It doesn't have to be forever. You're still going to be able to keep in touch with those that you love. But yeah, you are destined to travel away from the comfort zone if it's not home. So it could indicate leaving a job that you've been at for 5 years, right? Something about it has become home to you, but you're absolutely being called elsewhere. Eight of Wands, you could potentially be flying like in an airplane, right? I'm almost getting something about the idea of flying too. That is almost... Something about that is indicative of when you go into your meditative state, you fly, your spirit soars. Something about you feel like you float above your body and are in tune with like the heavens or something about your highest vibration, your divine, like your divine maybe counterpart, but it has to do with your relationship to God or the universe. This is just drenched in spirituality, Aries. It's pretty impressive. It's a little bit overwhelming. This is very unique. I don't usually get messages like this, but I'm cool with it. I'm going to roll with it. So yeah, you're being asked to travel far away from home to refill or to restore your cup of love. For a lot of you, this feels like you're going on some sort of like a spiritual, what do they call that? Like not hibernation, but like you're going to a place to get a spiritual awakening. And I feel like most of you know that, but it's almost like going to summer camp, but for like spiritual arts. So you may be attending some sort of course or lecture or seminar. Even if it's not spiritual, it's something about to fine tune or polish the skill or the craft, which you already have, the craft, right? Aries, am I right? Y'all are a bunch of witches out there. I can feel it, but I think you're actually doing really beautiful things. It's like, organic things, like things that are good for the earth, good for the heart, good for the soul. Something about clearing the toxins, not just from yourself, but from the environment. As without, so within, or as within, so without. You have a direct relationship to the world, to the earth around you. A lot of you may have very strong earth in your chart. Yeah, you're going to purify your cup, to purify your heart. Some of you are struggling to get over a bad relationship that I'm getting, in metaphor of a flower, it like wilted, so it left you kind of sagging, and you need to be perked up with, again, the elements, with water, with air. Some of you are going on some major like exercise routine or being very careful about the things you ingest into your body, and that's good for you. It's going to be spiritually cleansing. The name Zoe might be important for some of you. Is that your daughter's name or your best friend's name? Maybe it's your name. Yeah, something about the name Zoe. Or Sally. Zoe and Sally. Okay. I don't know what that means, but there was some sort of decision that you were avoiding for quite some time, or some sort of conversation that you were avoiding for a long time. And I do get that you made the decision, but you're still questioning if it was the correct one. You might be fearing the repercussions of the decision you made, specifically in a relationship with someone. This could have been with an ex or a husband or a wife or something of that nature, particularly an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I am getting strong Taurus vibes. You sense that this person wasn't ready to allow you the freedom to go pursue this new career, pursue this, again, almost like a, what do you call that? It's like when you, I just need the word to come to me. A retreat. Thank you. That is what I'm looking for. You go on some sort of spiritual retreat. And something about, there was one person in particular, particularly a feminine figure, maybe a Taurus, a female Taurus, though it doesn't have to be, that they were very sad to see you go. There was something about, I don't know if they were trying to be emotionally manipulative. I don't think that that was their intent. But there was something about they were keeping very tight reins or tight control of you, but ultimately it was your spiritual path. It was your soul path to set yourself free from what was keeping you stuck, what wasn't allowing you to grow and develop as a spiritual or artistic or as a creative human being. Metaphorically, you were being held back. And again, I'm getting the metaphor of the Taurus. Maybe, and now, yeah, I'm getting more of like an earth energy. It was keeping your fire, it was keeping your light dull or dimmed. And so, yeah, you don't need to regret the decisions you made because you made it in your highest vibration, that you were looking out for your own energy. You were protecting yourself. I'm very much getting like maternal, motherly type vibes. This person still loves you, obviously. They're not really resenting you. It's just, it was almost, I am getting mother vibes. It was almost like you came from their womb. And so there's like this undeniable attachment they feel towards you, and their need or their controlling nature or whatever it is, their desire to protect you. It's not that they want to hold you back. It's because they haven't dealt with their own like emotional cup to realize that there's a bit of a codependency here. So for my Aries who relate to this, you may have been like the substitute parent in a relationship, or like even if you are the child in this relationship, there may have been a role reversal where maybe your mother got sick or there was an absent father, or vice versa. It doesn't have to be a mother, but there was something about this person might even be reliant on your income. So if you move away from home or symbolically whatever this means, they haven't realized that they need to be able to support themselves and love themselves. You may have constantly been having to build this person up. But yeah, you are on a new venture, and I am getting you are probably going to return home to this person at some point and mend fences, right? It seems like there's a lot of people who you left behind that are absolutely rooting for you and in fact encouraged you to go on this retreat, or this, even if it's not a retreat, it's meant to be. It's something divinely guided in your soul path to go discover something new, something about tribal drums or music. Maybe you're going to like a music conservatory. Maybe you're going off to college, right? Something like that. You're opening up your world. There's an expansion of your network because you've graduated. You've been in the comfort zone, 10 of Pentacles, right? With the parent, with the husband, with the wife for some time now, only that's the energy it's presenting as it quickly became a trap. It quickly became something where you were really desiring to burst free. And maybe there's an element of this that is sort of regarding the whole quarantine, lockdown, everybody stay in your house. You can't wait to leave. So again, when it's safe, when that's sort of allowed or whatever, there's no stopping you. You're going off to new shorelines. A lot of you want to do world traveling, particularly in areas where it's cold or there's snow, like, I don't know, Antarctica, or, I don't know, Alaska, anywhere where there's like a chilliness, snow, something about, I'm seeing you with like snowshoes and those little like picks you stick in the ground. Are those like, what are those called? Like ski whatevers? I'm not a skier, can you tell? Anyway, yeah, something about you being in cold or frigid air. It does have to do with something about your, like a spiritual enlightenment, this retreat. Again, it's almost like this little tribe of people that are going off to, like a vision quest or something like that. How interesting, Aries. Some of you are engaged. You're getting married to someone, and again, this person saw your retreat as threatening the safety or the security of this marriage or this relationship. And again, it's not that. It's just there's some sort of void in a cup that you need to go fill, and I'm sort of getting it's spiritual. The only thing you're really lacking right now is something that makes you feel fulfilled in terms of your soul. So you're going after that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And when you come back, you're going to be welcomed with open arms. It's going to be such a relief to this potentially maternal figure for you to come back. But also, you're going to share with them the wisdom and insights you have gained from this, and it's going to change the world. A lot of you are just teachers, right? Teachers, professors. Something about passing down of knowledge, but particularly in maybe you hold a position in like the church or something like that, going on some sort of spiritual retreat or a crusade or I don't know, something like that. Some of you might just be doing something like Habitat for Humanity, going to build homes, build shelters, but I'm getting like it's pretty secluded. There wouldn't be a lot of people around you, and so it's a really beautiful opportunity for you to connect to your spirituals, like your spiritual guides or whatever, because something about being in this environment and this experience, you're much more receptible to receive those messages as the High Priestess. Some of you, you're going to get some sort of message about a baby or about a child. That could be indicative of healing a relationship between parent and child that maybe you've been struggling with. It could also indicate for those starting a family, some of you have like a vision of your future child, and it's very positive. It's just like a nice little thing that happens. Okay, so then let's look into this line here. So yeah, some of you are slowly starting to understand your spiritual gifts and hone in on them more and more. But with that, you're really questioning, where does the financial piece come in here? And that, obviously with this tarot spread, there hasn't been much talk about that. So yeah, there's absolutely opportunities to use your gift to make money. Something about this does involve working with the elements, with the earth, particularly doing something in, near, around, by the water. Maybe some of you are like oceanographers or working on a boat or wanting to help like sea creatures or what is that called? There's definitely a name for that. Not a planetarian. A marine biologist. I don't know where that came from. But I almost said like something with the stars too, planets, planetarium. Yeah, something with the stars, star mapping. Yeah. Some of you are like astrologers and seers and, tarot readers. That's very much the vibe of this reading right now. Some of you heal through your artwork, through your singing. Some of you are trying to get children involved in understanding their spiritual gifts. So even if you are doing something involved in like the school system, it's almost like the way you spin it or the way you phrase it has to be just so that when people bring you on board, they don't, it's almost, sorry, like no shade. Obviously I'm into this stuff too because I'm a tarot reader, but it's something like the way you phrase it in your resume, you can't just be all like, I'm an astrologer. And like, because there's something about the identity, you think people are going to write you off as like this hippy dippy witch. And you're like, no, but what I do is it's not that, like it's so much deeper. Like it's like you're helping to heal humanity. And it's almost like you want to start with children. You want to teach them about self-love, about nourishing and filling their own cup. Because I'm getting that that's something either you lacked as a child or the opposite, it's something your parent lacked, particularly my single parents out there. So coming from a household that was maybe a little bit chaotic, you're wanting to help like the future generations to grow up in households that feel safe emotionally. Someone may have had very rocky or like difficult emotions, emotional outbursts, emotional instabilities. I am getting that a lot of you came from like a household where maybe a parent or like a grandparent there could have been like some, and I'm not judging by any means, but like some mental instability a little bit too. And so, yeah, you're trying to heal again, organically, naturally. things that could develop or go wrong in the body at an early age. It's like you're trying to nip it in the bud. Again, Wheel of Fortune says to me, you're going to make a career out of this. If any of this resonates with you, it looks beautiful. You have Wheel of Fortune twice. Some of you may be collaborating with a Sagittarius or a fixed zodiac sign, particularly in marriage. Something about a union in marriage. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and who am I missing? Leo. Yeah, something about a fixed zodiac sign could end up being the mother to your children or the father to your children. But yeah, you guys bring spiritual healing to one another. But I do just want to underscore, particularly if you're in a relationship now and you just kind of need to go like sow your oats or whatever the expression is, get a little bit of air under your wings. There's nothing saying that you're not going to come back to this relationship. In fact, I think a lot of you will. Some of you may already be married, but again, there's an element of this where you feel a little bit suffocated. So there's some sort of conversation with like, honey, I got to go do this. And I'm sorry if you don't understand, but I know it's my calling. And it's sort of like, I'll be back. But obviously that person is taking the news in a very difficult way. I am sort of getting emotionally manipulative, so just be really careful about that. You could be dealing with another Aries or potentially an Aries, a Pisces Aries cusper. But yeah, in this journey of spiritual enlightenment, you are also going to get downloads about how to make your money move, how to increase the capacity of your knowledge, but also of your bank account, the money flow, right? Because there's opportunity there. There's a lot of cups that could be filled. It's sort of like one drop at a time. Don't put the cart before the horse. Get the knowledge first, get the spiritual insights, and then apply that in your map or in your 10-year plan or whatever. You just kind of have to go with your gut on this one, and you're extremely good at that, Aries, right? That fire, that intuition you feel, the light draws you somewhere as a fire sign. If your eyes are fixated on something, you just kind of feel it instinctively, intuitively. You know you're supposed to go towards it, and you're right on the money. What you're going towards is the Ace of Cups. It's a brand new beginning regarding positive income or growth of your career and of your bank account. So, solid. Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves. A few shuffles for my Aries. What does Aries need to know on this? Yeah, you're going to come back to your team, your project team, your old group of coworkers. You may even recruit some of them to come work for you if you become an entrepreneur. Yeah, it's like the people who helped get you to where you are or where you will be. You won't forget about them. In fact, you're going to revisit them, and it could be that your skills as a healer come in very handy to help heal something about this family dynamic. And even if it's not your family by blood, you could have a friend suffering from mental anxiety or emotional depression, something like that. And you're like, hey, I just learned this really cool technique. Let me show you. Like, you come back to heal. Animals. You understand animals, communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. You guys have a strong connection to nature. Author, you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. Leadership, take charge of the situation. Yeah, some of you are natural born leaders. You're meant to step up and be the emperor. Don't hide in the back, Aries. You're meant to stand out. I don't got to tell you that, right? And oracle cards, you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. Yeah, a lot of tarot readers in the house with this, right? Who is that? I temporarily forgot her name, but it'll come to me. She's an Aries, and she's a beautiful tarot reader. She always shows the cards, and there's a little flower on her table, and she has like the most completely opposite of me, like the most angelic, just beautiful, calming voice. Ace of Pentacles. Shout out to her. I don't know if she has ever watched my channel, but she's delightful. She's a tarot reader and just so insightful. I believe she's an Aries. So anyway, I do mention that because I'm a fangirl. I love her. Anyway, check out her channel, Aries, if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have, but she's phenomenal. And maybe some of you are following in that footsteps of the tarot reader, the oracle card reader, something like that. Because look, you're growing your angel wings, right? You're becoming an earth angel. This is like a spiritual journey to enlighten you, to elevate your spiritual wisdom and knowledge. Beautiful. Crushing it. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.